Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Techgig webinar series. Today's topic is on mobile retail trends, and our speaker is Deepal Patel, who is Manager Pre-Sales, InfoStretch Corporation. Deepal is an analyst who not only sees but also observes, reasons from what is shown and never guesses it as it destroys the logic. Logic is designed on correct reasoning. Reasoning doesn't come only from data or facts but also from judgment. That's what he believes in. He has expertise in analyzing the concept or idea along with market needs and trends, competing products and expectation of clients, gives starting point to clients to derive set of suitable features to transform idea into product. So before handing over the session to Deepal, just a couple of things for today's session. For all the attendees, Deepal will be giving presentation for the first 45 minutes, and we will open up the session for Q&A during the last 15 minutes. Request all the attendees to start sending questions from 3:30 p.m. onwards, and I will be assigning the relevant questions to Deepal in due course of time. Deepal, I hand over the session now to you.
Thanks, Sri Lanka. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the mobile retail webinar trends. I think that you must be preparing for Diwali, and let us have one more session which is talking about the trends, because previous session also happened on the enterprise mobile trends. So the mobility is basically part and parcel of our life. We have already seen the evolution of the mobile retail, and at the same time the way the mobile is changing our life is in a rapid mode. So whatever the disruption has happened in the technology, we can say that mobile has made our life much easier. At the same time, it is also challenging the people who are actually trying to sell the product online or selling the product in a physical store. So if you look at the retail space, I'll be covering on the mobile retail trends. The agenda you will be able to see on your screen. So I'll be covering on the evolution of the retail channels, that what are the different retail channels are and how it is basically evolved over a period of time. Then I'll jump onto the trends in the mobile retail, which is the major focus of this particular webinar. Once it is done, then we'll try to address on the major pain areas of the retailers and what are the strategies that retailers can formulate so that they can have a better positioning in the marketplace. As Sri Lanka has already mentioned that the question and answer session will happen in the later part of the webinar session. So I'll be happy to have all your questions and try to answer the questions in the webinar itself. If it is not there, then we can have it answered offline also. Moving towards the first part of our webinar, evolution of the retail channels. So if you look at the whole, the retail channels, how it has been evolved. Previously, it was a single channel, wherein a single shop was where the person is having their store, physical presence, and they are selling it to their market, to their consumers or customers. With the digital era, the revolution of the internet, that has made the people to go online and have their presence on a multiple channels, wherein not only the physical store, but also they can sell it online through the computer, and at the same time they can have the digital catalog that can be supplied to the people. But the problem with the multi-channel was all the channels were in a singular mode. Not a single channel was communicating with each other. So that problem has been solved when the cross-channel era has come, wherein the different channels was talking with each other, where they know that who exactly the customer is, and the person who is actually buying from the store will be recognized by the POS system that this particular person is our online customer who is having so-and-so user ID and password and has earned so-and-so reward points. So the person has the freedom to avail the discount codes or reward points on the physical store or on the online channel. So the cross channel has made the life a little bit easier. But now the trend is more towards the omni channel, wherein the customer to be placed on the in the center of the whole galaxy, and ultimately all the channels are bombarding the customer. But here the omni-channel talks about the unique experience to be availed by the user. So that's a prerequisite for that. So in a short manner, if I want to explain what exactly the omni-channel is, if you do the multi-channel and the cross-channel in a right manner with the customer in a focus, then it becomes the omni-channel, wherein the customer will not be uh, apprehended or doesn't know that from which channel he is bombarded. He will feel or he'll get the same brand experience across the all channels. So that's the beauty of the omni-channel. Different type of retailers. If you understand the different retailers, there are mom and pop kind of stores are there, which are basically operated by the individuals, which are normal the grocery stores we find it around. The departmental stores, which are actually selling the soft and hard goods. The typical example could be the Macy's store. There are discount stores. Discount stores are actually providing the discounts at almost all the time, and they are basically selling their products at a lower price rather than the competitors. Tesco, Walmart, Kmart could be the example of them. There are warehouse stores. These warehouse stores are basically the stores which are basically selling their products in a bulk. So they have very limited products to be offered, but at the same time, whatever the products are offered, that has to be bought in a bulk. And on those bulk selling, they are providing the discount to the customer, like the Costco. They are providing the wholesale channels. There are specialty stores. Those stores basically sells. They are basically targeting very niche market. They are only focusing on the very limited but very focused the services. And the good example could be the Gap store, Nike, Reebok. They are concentrated market. They are offering very niche product. At the same time, they are providing very high level of the services to them. So they are very special store or very focused stores. The hypermarkets, they are basically selling almost all the products. They have a large variety of the merchandises. They are selling in a very huge variety. So the typical example could be the Walmart. Walmart can come in the two parts, like one could be the discount store also and the hypermarkets also. So Walmart is a little bit of diluted entity which can be fed into the hypermarkets and at the same time discount stores also. There are certain supermarkets. The supermarkets are basically selling majorly the grocery part, and they have very limited or very less sales agents. So majorly it's a self-service kind of stores, and the best example could be the Sainsbury. And the last part is like e-tailers. These are all stores which are selling online. Whatever the people are buying it, that is from the internet only, and the best example is Amazon. Now, if you look at the whole space of the retail, then this Amazon part is actually challenging the complete all this people through their presence. So all people are fighting against only one channel, e-tailers. So normally the retailers are having a lot of apprehension that how they can fight, because these guys are already having better off, because Amazon doesn't need to invest much into their warehouses. They don't need to store any inventory, though they have started a limited inventory storing, but Amazon is something which is just providing the space online that whatever you want to buy, just order it. Based on that, we will procure it and we will just ship it. So these all guys are actually afraid of the single guy, which is the e-tailers. I'll address on the strategy part that how we can move ahead and challenge the e-tailers, and what are the different strategies we can formulate for that. So let us move to the trends in the mobile retail, that how the mobile is actually shaking up the retail space, and what are the different trends are happening. Now before moving to that, like mobile itself is basically a revolutionary product, and the way the mobile is shaking up the space is, if you look at the statistics, by end of this year 2030, the smartphone sales is going to reach on 1 billion. So we can say that every single person out of the 7 people will have the smartphone. So that's the penetration of the smartphone across the globe. And the way it is moving, like a lot of the free operating system which is coming into the market, Android, then Firefox, etc. So they are helping the smartphone penetration in a way that low-cost mobile will be floated in the market, and at the same time the people will be coming out from the feature phone to the smartphone. Now if you look at the shopping entity or the shopping world, then the people who are having the smartphone, out of the total population of the smartphone people, majority people are the shoppers. So 79% of the people are actually the shoppers. Now that's a huge number. When the person basically who is having a smartphone and also willingness to buy the things, that means it's a very it's in a favor to you as a retailer, that if you target those smartphone owners, then there are very high chances that you are going to get the business. The another smartphone effect is like the smartphone penetration which is happening across the globe. It's interesting statistics wherein the US is coming as a 13th, having the 56 percentage of the penetration in the market. So still in the US, the smartphone is not yet 100%. But if you look at the other countries like United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Norway, they are actually well off, and they have very high penetration in the market. At the same time, we should not underestimate the population part also. So if you look at the whole smartphone population, and at the same time the people who are actually a smart shopper are basically highly penetrated in the US market. If you talk about the India, we have only 67 million smartphone users. So we can say that India is still evolving in this particular space, and the smartphone effect is yet to revolutionize the country like us. Now, the smartphone, the way it is moving and the way it has been evolving in the market, in the 2014, the Google says that the mobile users will exceed the desktop users. That means the people are not going to do major activities from the personal computer or the desktop, but they are going to do a majority of their items from the mobile itself. And by 2017, the tablet is going to surpass by double to the PCs. So the total smart devices, if we talk about the smartphone and the tablets, they are anyway going to overtake the PC market. So even if we look at the people who are actually spending the time on the mobile devices, it is roughly around 2 hours and 30 minutes. So imagine that 2 hours and 30 minutes somebody is spending their time on some devices. Now that devices has been used in a proper fashion, and if the marketing efforts or the selling efforts or your promotions has been targeted to that particular devices in a right manner, then I think that there are high chances that we can create the wonder effect in the retail space. Now let us come to the user behavior part, that how the smart devices are actually influencing the shopping part. So the smartphone and the tablets both are actually touching upon the major part of your shopping experience. So if you look at if you want to buy or search some items, then there are a good number that people are going or using the smartphone and tablets. At the same time, the people who are actually doing the purchases, before the purchases, they try to see that what are the product information, product attributes. They are using the smart devices. At the same time, people are comparing the prices. People are also getting the offers, coupons, etc. Even if I want to buy something, I'll try to see that what are the ratings, etc. So up to this level, this majority of the options are helping me to buy any particular product. But if you look at the actual results, which are basically the purchase decision, that is also like 27% and 20%. The population, they are doing the purchase on either the retailer's website using the smart devices, or they are doing it purchase through the application, which is a native application from both of the devices like smartphone and tablets. So that means the people are gradually moving towards the smart devices, and actually it is really influencing the shopping experience. If you look at the user behavior which is inside the store, that how the people are actually using the smart devices when they are inside the store. If you talk about the smartphone users, then 84% of the people are using the smartphone while they're inside the store. Now their intention could be anything, like they want to search for the price, they want to search for the product attributes, they want to find out, or they want to send the offers to their friends. They might ask the friend's opinion whether to buy this particular product or not. But imagine that the people are actually, 84% of the people are actually using the smartphone while they are inside the store. And the interesting fact is, like, they are actually on the smartphone for almost 15 minutes. So the average time which is spent by the people while they are inside the store is the 15 minutes. Now if that 15 minute has been used by the retailer in a wise manner, then in that case there are high chances that the person is going to buy more, and the retailer will have a chance to do the cross-selling, upselling at the same time, making the customer more loyal. Now whenever we are talking about the trends, there are two chances that the trends could be either the trivial trend or it could be the serious trends. So if I talk about the trivial trends are nothing but it's like a Me Too kind of the product, but with more enhanced features. So these are the trends wherein the overall retail space, the way it is functioning, but if you improve certain functionality or the features, we can categorize into the trivial trends. If you talk about the serious trends, these are the trends which are actually disrupting the retail space. They are shaking up the way we do the retailing, the way we are buying, the way we are purchasing, the way we are talking with other people or influencing the other people for the purchases. The serious trends are nothing but it's a disruption which is happening in the market. So let me cover the first trivial trends and then the serious trends. If you talk about the trivial trends, the people are anyway doing the search on their mobile that if I want to buy something or grocery part, or if I want to buy a cereal, so I'll enter the cereal and I'll try to see that what are the options are available to me. But there are certain trends which are happening, like they are taking the product search to the next level, and ultimately they provide the voice-based search. So it's nothing but instead of I'm typing, what I am doing is I'm allowing them to search my products or whatever the offerings I am doing it through the voice. So I'm just adding one more senses into that. So people can have the voice-based search also. There is another trend which is going like a Me Too, or it's just enhanced features, which is the geofencing. So it's nothing but a pushing the offers based on the location of the user. Using the GPS, that's a global positioning system, or the cell ID triangulation, or using the Wi-Fi, they try to catch that where exactly the user is. They try to see that whether the user is near to the store or not. So continuously in the background they are running this particular thing, and at the same time they are trying to see that if the customer is near to my store, let me push the offer to them. Little bit of enhanced feature is like the offer has been done by the reach notifications, where it's not the notification or a badge which is coming, but the notification could be a little bit reach, wherein it will be in the good UI format. It is HTML format. It is rather. So the geofencing is nothing but the way it is. Previously it was a trend, but now we can say that it's just the additional feature people are putting it. The next point is like the mobile wallet or passbook, wherein all the cards were previously in the wallet, but the mobile operating system itself, like Android and the iOS, using the Google Wallet or the iOS passbook, they're allowing them to enter or add all the loyalty cards or the offers inside the wallet or the passbook respectively. So far, whatever the trends which are happening are majorly either try to enhance the feature or enhance the experience. Previously it was happening, but it's nothing but the different way to do it. There are certain disruption which is happening in the market. So we call it as a serious trends. Now when we call it as a serious trends, I have bifurcated into the 5 categories majorly. The first category is like in-store disruption. It talks about how the buying or the experience of purchasing has been changed. So different companies coming up with different offerings, how they have actually shaken up the retail space while the user is inside the store. Providing the benefits to the customers, wherein the customer should be, while they're buying, they should be provided a different offerings or the loyalty points that will be covered in the later part. The third point talks about the reaching out to the customers, wherein instead of the customers coming to you, you should reach out to the customer how it is, and we'll see in details. The fourth part is eliminating the sales people, wherein you try to get more profitability and more customer confidence by making the smart devices themselves as a sales agent. And no wait and no queue. That's the last portion. I'll cover it on that. Serious trends. So let us see first the in-store disruption, how it is happening. Now, whenever we are talking about the in-store disruption, there are certain limitations inside the store. So if you want to offer some of the offerings, there are chances that the people might not be connected to the internet because of your thick wall of the retail space, and the people will not be getting the coverage. Or whatever the Wi-Fi system that has been provided by the retailers, people might not trust that, or maybe they are using it but in a limited fashion only. So whenever we talk about the in-store experience, the people who are basically inside the store, the user or the shopper are basically needs to be provided something which should be the wow factor. Now the company called as a Square has done it already. So if we talk about the small and medium scale of the retailers, when they need to buy the POS system, they need to buy the card reader, and at the same time they'll be charged the hefty charges of the per transaction. So the Square has come up with their own 3.5 mm jack Square device, and that Square fits into the 3.5 mm jack of your phone, and it allows you to accept the payments using the credit and debit cards. But it has not stopped from that. It is also allowing you to add the different items inside your POS system. So your iPad will become your point of sale, and at the same time you can manage all the items from that itself. Also, Square is providing the Square wallet. So the Square wallet is nothing but it allows you to do the check-in while you are inside the store. So the person who is coming, so basically what they are doing is they are checking out that whether so basically based on the GPS location, they try to see that where exactly the customer is. So once the customer is inside, they do the check-in. So the system itself will know that the person is inside the store. And at the time of the payment, the person will basically the pay using the Square wallet, wherein the card has been already linked. So the payment, whatever the things which has been bought, can be done by just a simple transaction which is happening on the Square wallet. People can go in automation mode when they can have the auto check-in also. Similar kind of thing, the PayPal has tried to do it, but in a different fashion. And recently in the Money 2020 conference, they have come up with the PayPal's in-store payment. The PayPal's in-store payment is nothing but it tries to eliminate the in-store difficulties, which is, as I mentioned in the Square, that you need to rely on the GPS or the location, and you need to see that whether the customer is already checked into the store or not. So that can be compensated here, wherein in the PayPal, the person is still doing the check-in but using the Wi-Fi system, and at the same time, when it comes to the transaction, they just show the secured QR code to the retailers. Now the retailers will scan that particular QR code, and ultimately the transaction will happen from the PayPal ID, wherein the different cards has been linked or the bank account has been linked. Now if the retailer doesn't have any kind of QR code scanner, then in that case randomly a 4-digit PIN will be generated, and the retailer will enter the PIN which is randomly generated, and ultimately the transaction will happen. So the PayPal is going a little bit ahead. The way it is going, it is nothing but it is helping the self-checkout system also, because whenever you are showing the QR code, if it is a machine system, then also the QR code reader can happen. So it is ultimately, in a way, they are helping the automatic check-in system to do the transaction also. The other disruption which is happening is through the PayPal's beacon. So the beacon is nothing but it's a Bluetooth low energy device, which the retailer needs to plug into the power system. It could be either with a desktop or a laptop or wall-mounted socket wherein the USB plug is inserted. Now this beacon is actually talking to the POS system. They are already connected or linked with the POS system. And the PayPal application is also connected with the PayPal beacon using the Bluetooth 4.0. Now how it works basically. So the person who is moving near to the store, now using the beacon also you can send or push different offers so that the people who are just passing by your store, if they don't have any connectivity, neither the Wi-Fi nor the mobile tower, but at the same time just by means of the Bluetooth, they'll get the offers and they might be inspired to visit your store. Now for example, if you are inside the store and you want to buy something, right, the automatic transaction can also happen if the setting has been configured in a way that the user is allowing the automatic transaction to happen. So the beacon identifies that whether you are inside the store or not, and at the time of the payment, the retailer can understand your profile, like he can view your photo, and at the same time they can do the direct deduction from your PayPal account on whatever the things you have bought. It can be also made secured if the setting has been changed. So PayPal is going in a big way in the year of starting of the 2014. They are targeting in the Q1 of the 2014 that this PayPal beacon will be officially or commercially it will be available to a lot of people. And currently it has been open for the developer, so the developer can do a lot of new stuff around that, and whatever the use cases that PayPal has mentioned, it is only limited, but the possibilities are endless. So the people can move and can create their own programs around that. Now another interesting fact has been done by the eMart, wherein while you are inside the store, it's very difficult to identify that in which particular aisle you are in. So it's very difficult to know that if I need to make you a concentrated offer or to push you certain offers which are very contextually aware, then there is a lot of challenges. But this company eMart has done it, which is a South Korean company. They have almost cracked this case, and the way they are doing it is you just need to have the application, and the application itself will identify that where exactly you are inside the store. And ultimately, you will be able to get the discount coupon or relevant offers based on what your location is. And also at the same time, you can find out that where exactly the products are having the offers. So how basically they are working? So the technology behind that is they are using the ceiling LED lights, and the LED lights has been captured by the different sensors which are actually on their cart. So the physical card which actually you are moving is having the sensor, and the sensors are catching the LED lights. Now the mobile device is connected with the sensor by means of the Bluetooth, and ultimately that talks to the mobile device, and where exactly you are in, that system knows that you are in so and so aisle, and based on that it pushes you the offer or it helps you to navigate inside the store. It's a very beautiful concept. They have done it because while you are inside the store, you have a limited connectivity. GPS is almost not the viable solution. So at that time, if you want to crack this particular case, such kind of innovation can help you to leverage your brand at the same time to get more customers, and it's nothing but it's a wow experience you are creating into the customer's mindset. So the way the trends are happening is like the people are moving into more such kind of things, wherein people are creating the contextually aware system, wherein if you are inside the store or outside the store or wherever you are, we are actually helping you to buy more. At the same time, it's not just the pushing the messages, but it's intelligently pushing the messages. And it's not the pushing the messages, but we are offering the things which I would say that they cannot deny that particular offers. Let us move to the second category part, which is providing the benefits to the customers. So when you talk about the benefits to the customer, it's nothing but how we can help the customers in the reward system or loyalty system, or how they can help the retailers to get more revenue or more business. So the Shopkeep is a company which is basically providing the solution to big brands, wherein their concept is very simple and at the same time very effective. It basically talks about the Shopkick application, which is downloaded inside the mobile user, based on the GPS location, it finds out that whether you are near to the one particular store or not. So for example, Target or Old Navy is having the tie-up with the Shopkeep. So if I have the Shopkeep application, it just identifies that whether I am near to that particular store or not. So the first thing is I'll get the offers, relevant offers from the Shopkeep. At the same time, it is inspiring me to do the visits. So here, the more I go inside the store, more kicks, they call it as a kicks. So it's nothing but it's a reward point. So I'll earn more reward points based on the the way I move to the store. So the more I go to the store, more reward points I'll earn it. At the same time, it's not just limited to that, but the way they are functioning is like if I'm at the home and if I scan one particular product or if I browse one particular product using a Shopkick, and if I buy that particular product in the Target store, which is for example the tied up store with the Shopkick, so I'll earn extra kicks out of that. Also, they are just providing the customer to scan particular barcode or a QR code of that particular product in a different aisle. Based on that, I can earn the benefits or rewards based on that. So it's a very human psychology that if you are going inside the store and if you are going again and again, there are high chances that the person is going to buy from that particular store, because there is a stimuli which is created in a person's mind, wherein the person is actually basically by looking at a particular product or by recalling a particular product, there are chances that there will be a need will be arisen, and that need is actually converted into the product purchase. If you talk about the loyalty system, there are a lot of, it's like a clutter of the different applications available on the market space. But the Diparka is a company which is providing some kind of qualified loyalty system or loyalty points. So they are functioning in the similar fashion, but at the same time, this Parka company is basically providing the offering to the small and medium scale of the retailers, majorly the coffee makers or the people who are having a food chain kind of stores. So every purchase will bring the rewards or certain points which I'll earn, and after certain points, that particular product will be free for me. Now, generally the loyalty systems are not that intelligent, or they are basically just identify the location of the people, and based on that you earn the points. But here they go one more layer wherein it's a qualified loyalty rewards, wherein the person who has checked into the store will ask for, say for example, a coffee, and the retailer basically once based on his purchase will grant a point to that particular user. So it's only awarded once the purchase has been done. So it's a more qualified loyalty reward points rather than it's just checking into the store and earning the points. So it is going or taking the loyalty system to the next level, wherein you just have to have the mobile device itself and you are earning the points, and ultimately you will be able to redeem very easily out of that. Now the next segment talks about reaching out to the customers. Now, so far we have seen that the retail stores are offering, they are doing a lot of marketing campaigns. They are trying to create the awareness in the people that we have so and so physical stores. The people should visit them, and once they visit, then they'll be able to provide their offerings. So here the whole system is talking about that how we can reverse the wheel, wherein it's not like the customer who is coming out to the store, but rather than the stores who is reaching out to the customers, and how some of the company has successfully done it. Let us see the trends in that also. So one of the good example, which is a South Korea based company like Tesco, they have found out that the people who are actually waiting on the subway station while their train to come, the time which they are spending is almost unproductive. Now the people can utilize their time in reading the book or a newspaper or doing the gossiping, but what they have done is they tried to utilize that particular time into taking certain action, and they have tried to increase their revenue by the means of creating the virtual store around the walls of the subway stations. So what they have done is like the images of the different products, They have just put it in a form of the shelf, which you can see like it looks like the virtual store. It is there, and each product is having their price, and at the same time the barcode or the QR code is printed over there. So the user, it's a selective stimuli. By just looking at to the product, they come across that yeah, I need to buy a milk also while I'm going home, or the waiting time, let me make it a productive. I also need to buy a shampoo, or I need to buy so and so kind of grocery part. So the person will scan that particular code, and based on that the order can happen. So the Tesco has tried to, so the people who are actually waiting here, ideally in that 5 or 10 minutes they cannot go to they cannot visit the Tesco store, even though it is a nearby. So what the Tesco has done it, they have just reached out to this customer by means of virtual store, and they have increased their revenue. The another good example the Tesco has done it is just taking it to the next level is they have just created the refrigerator, and the refrigerator are nothing but it's the same like the virtual store kind of thing. The refrigerator will contain the different products like the milk products and the things which you find normally in the refrigerator. Now that has been implemented on the Gatwick airport and it's on the pilot study which is happening. The virtual fridge is nothing but it is creating the stimulus to the people who are just going for a holiday vacation. Now they know that when they come back, their refrigerator will be empty and they need to replenish all the items into that. So why not to scan this particular product and order it, but not only the order it, but get it delivered on the defined date. So for example, if I'm coming back on the 5th day from now, so then I can mention that it should be delivered on so-and-so date, or it should be delivered on the weekend. So that's a nice way to do it. They just try to utilize this particular wait time on the airport into the convertible action, which is increasing their revenues. The another store, eMart, has done the extensive research, and at the same time they have come up with the innovative solution, which is they are just doing the flying the store and taking it to the customer's place. It's nothing but the inflated balloons, which is having the Wi-Fi. Basically, it's a Wi-Fi enabled, and they're providing the free Wi-Fi to the public places or into the malls. And the people or the person who is basically inside the mall or inside or at the public places, they will be able to utilize this particular free Wi-Fi. They get connected to that, and they can purchase the products which are offered in the eMart, and or maybe they can download different discount coupon or different offers from the eMart application. So the people who are actually going for a fun, who is going outside, while coming back, if they think that they drop by to the particular store and then they order it, rather than such kind of innovative solution, which are nothing but the flying stores, they're just prompting the people to download the application at instance, and from the application they can order the things which they are planning actually to visit the store while they're going back. So it's nothing but the saving the time. At the same time, the stores are actually reaching out to the customer. The another part is like the eliminating the sales people, which is nothing but the people are actually nowadays are becoming more intelligent because of a lot of information availability in the marketplace. So the salespeople needs to first and foremost thing is you need to make your salespeople more intelligent, who can answer almost all the questions of the people, or rather you automate the particular thing by using the smart devices, which is now powerful devices, and make the devices to sell the product to the customers. Because a lot of the people, or one of the interesting statistics that talks about like 40 to 45% people do not go to the salespeople, but they rather prefer to have the information from the smart devices itself. Sorry. So the Amazon Flow has done an interesting job here. What they do is like using the augmented reality, and based on the different the objects are there. For example, if it is a book or video game or DVD, or it could be the box of cereal also. What they do is whatever the things which are offered, the person who is opening the camera using the augmented reality, they try to trace it with what exactly the products they have it. So for example, if it is a color spatial product is there, then ultimately it identifies that this particular product we have it, and the price and the option to buy, or making them to quickly do the actions. So ultimately, if the person who wants to understand the attributes of that particular product or wants to see the video of that how that particular product will work, or they just wanted to find out the different ratings and reviews, they just open the camera or the application and using the augmented reality, they'll be able to get each and everything here. So they don't need to go to the salespeople to find out that particular person or wait for their turn to come and the salesperson will talk about or try to solve the problem. But rather, it can be just using the few clicks that can happen, and that is possible. The Pointer is another good example wherein within the store you scan the QR code of the apparel. So different apparels are there with the different shadings. For example, there are different jeans are there. So different jeans or denims are over there. You just have to scan the QR code of that particular product of a particular shade. It will show you the different sizes of the product. Now, based on the size, when you want to try on, then if you click on the smart devices, it will ask you to go to the one particular trial room. So this is automated system wherein the system is taking care of that which customer has asked for what kind of product. And so, for example, if I go to the trial room number 2, so in that particular trial room, I'll get the defined size product inside that particular room. So it's all automated system. So there is no sales guy involved in that. At the same time, we are improving the customer experience in this. At the same time, it is also allowing to make the payment using the self-checkout. We'll talk more about the self-checkout, how it is happening. But the interesting fact that Pointer has done is it's nothing but to revolutionize the way we are doing the shopping without any sales guy is involved. And at the same time, we are getting lot of products. For example, if I want to try for the 32 and 34, both the sizes, and one size fits me and another size doesn't, then I can just drop that particular product and that product will be automatically collected. So it's an interesting experience that the Pointer is providing. Now coming to the next part, which is no wait and no queue part, which is nothing but the Walmart scan and go, wherein the person can scan the barcode of the particular product. There are different counters called as self-checkout counters, wherein what are the products I have entered. I just need, so one QR code will be generated from the application. I just need to scan one particular QR code from that particular self-checkout, and ultimately my application will transfer all the cart items into that particular POS system, that's a self-checkout system. And I can do the payment either entering the amount, which is physically, or swiping the card, or I can use the NFC-based phone. Now, what are the different retailers' pain points? So different customers are asking for a different need. They have their own different needs. So they need a easy product search. They need a better shopping experience. They want to have the discount coupons that can be easily earned and redeemed. They need to be identified at each and every channel, which is nothing but the omni-channel experience they wanted, and access the information in the offline mode they wanted. So these are all the needs which are in a turn becomes the challenges for the retailer, that how they can handle that. At the same time, retailers are having their own challenges also. They want to increase their revenues. They want to improve the customer experience. They want to fight against the showrooming. Showrooming is nothing but your store has been used for just the understanding about the product features, getting the feel out of that particular product, and the person is trying to search for the online that whether this particular product is offered at a low price or not. And if it is offered, then the person buys it from the online store. So that's called a showrooming, wherein your physical store has been used as a showroom kind of thing, and ultimately the product is bought by your from your competitor space. So how retailers can fight against the showrooming, how to know the customer's behavior, how the analytics can be effective, and how everything can be achieved by doing not a single change in the existing system. So few of the challenges I will try to address it here because if I try to address each and every challenge, it will take another session, the complete session. But if you talk about the showrooming, or if you want to improve the customer experience, so it's nothing but if the more you are basically engage the people or engage the customer into the shopping part and making the shopping as a fun, then the people, there are very less chances that the people are going for a smartphone and opening the smartphone, opening the computer's application or the website, try to see that whether the price is offered at low price or not. So making the experience as a fun and at the same time more engaging will help you to fight against the showrooming. At the same time, showroom is not the scary thing, because as a physical retailer store, you will have the physical presence. At the same time, you can provide the product immediately. So against the online channel, wherein the product will be delivered in 24 to 48 hours. If you need an instant product, then come to the physical store. The people are going to the physical store so that they can get the product instantly. At the same time, the salespeople who are well educated can convince and can understand the pain points from the expression of the customer, and they can provide the right solution and becoming or making the customer more loyal into that. So different retailer challenge can be handled in a different way by looking at what retailer is, what are the retailer's operations, based on the operations, what are the ways the functioning is, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the retailer. But ultimately, whenever we want to address the retailer challenge, these are the major retailer challenges or common challenges which are faced by the physical stores. The online channels are having their own different challenges, which we are currently not considering it in this particular part. So moving to the next section, which is how you can formulate the strategy for the retailers. So I'll just cover it the 4 parts how we can strategize the retailers. The strategy has to be in a such a way that it should be putting the customer as a first, not the technology as a first. So customer should be the center of that particular universe. The another way of thinking is like choosing the right technology at the right place will help, because the technology is helping the customer. It should be for the customer, but not the customer is for the technology. When we try to say that the mobile is revolutionizing the product, but the mobile strategy is a part of actually the overall omni-channel strategy. So it's not the only strategy, but the mobile can help you to sell more and can formulate the strategy in such a way. And if the retailer deploys a seamless and consistent experience, then in that case, as I mentioned, that the customer will have the unique and seamless experience, so that the person will be having a wow factor and the customer will become more loyal. So I'm opening the webinar session for the question and answer. If you have any question, just type in the question so that we can address. Try to mention as many questions you have it, so that we can make it the webinar more interactive and more productive.
Thank you so much, Deepal, for that very insightful presentation, I must say. In fact, I learned a lot of new things through this presentation as well. So I'm sure the attendees must have found this session really helpful.
Thank you.
I do have 1 or 2 questions right now, but
Okay.
let us wait for a couple of more minutes. Request all the attendees to share your questions for Deepal now. You can all send the questions across to me, and I will be sending the questions to Deepal. In the meanwhile, I have 1 or 2 questions. I'm just sharing those with you.
Okay, sure.
You will find the questions in the questions window, Deepal.
Okay.
There are 2 questions for you.
Okay, give me a second. Yeah. Let me just make it the window as bigger so that, yeah, there are 3 questions, right? Okay. Okay. So Anushri has asked the question like the Microsoft will come under which type of retailers which are selling the software. Okay. So that's an interesting thing. What I would consider the Microsoft as it's not the retail company. The Microsoft is a software solution provider, so it's a completely the separate category. They are not the retailers. If you talk about the operating system market, they are selling the soft goods. So if we consider, so Microsoft is offering a lot of solutions. They are selling the solution to the enterprise. They have their own the solution to the different customers also. So if they are into B2C market, B2B market. But if we look at the operating system market, then in that case, we should consider it as it's a mixture of both. Like they are retailers also, they are selling it online because you can find and you can buy the operating system online also. At the same time, Microsoft is having their own stores also available. They are just kind of a specialty store wherein if you go to the store of the Microsoft, you'll get the experience of the Microsoft products, which could be the operating system, it could be the tablets, or whatever the offerings has been done by the Microsoft. So it's a mixture of both the things. So we cannot categorize directly as that the Microsoft comes under only one space. They have, I think that they have implemented the multi-channel strategy wherein they have the physical store, at the same time they have the online presence also. Okay, moving to the next question. Are all the statistics quoted relevant to India? Yeah. So majority of the statistics are the globally. So if we talk about the global relation with the India, then yes, it is. And if you basically the majority the statistics what you have seen inside the presentation are more relevant to the US market. So the people who are basically so the majority the people the retail revolution which is happening is more happening onto the country like the developed country like the US who is the biggest market. So majority statistics, majority research which are happening onto that. So I have included the third party things which are all relevant to the global market, and at the same time majority it's a US market. Okay, now we have many questions. Okay. How do you find the mobile market in India and far it may grow? So as I mentioned that the smartphone is the penetration in the India is very limited. We have only 67 million devices. So the India has to go a long way. At the same time, the retailer, so basically the maturity level, any industry which is having the kind of retail players, what we have it, and the kind of size of the population we have it, there is a difference in the ratio it is. So the mobile market is definitely going to be a boom in the Indian market because that will allow the store to reach out to the maximum number of population. But if you look at the penetration of the smartphone in the India, which is a little bit less, so the moment it goes up, the overall market will explode anyway. Okay. Now moving to the next question, the question talks about how far has mobile MPOS gone ahead with respect to Indian market? Okay, so in the Indian market, if you talk about the mobile POS system, very limited offerings are there in the POS segment. If you look at the majority retailers, they have implemented their own legacy system, or rather they have just bought it from the SAP or the Oracle. When we talk about the small scale size of the small or medium scale of the industry, they are also not have moved into the smart devices market. So if you talk about the mobile POS system, we are still amateur in that. We have not yet gone ahead in that particular era. Looking at the Android and the potential of the Android, at the same time the cost effectiveness, there are very high chances that the mobile POS market will grow. The reason is the way we are, the way India is functioning, and the way the price conscious people are, the margin needs to be reduced. So so looking at that, we need to work more onto the mobile POS segment. Okay. The information is really great. What is your opinion for all these trends in India? Indian consumers are still struggling to buy groceries online. So how do we improve and sense the customer mood so that they are inclined to online grocery store? Well, Kishore, I think that I'll be a little bit having a different opinion because a lot of, basically India is having a 65% of population which is a youth, and the youth is adapting to the technology at a very faster rate as of now. If you look at the online presence, like for example Flipkart, Infibeam, Home Shop 18, if you look at the concentrated market, even the spectacles are sold online like lenscard.com, right? So the people are, so basically there are different enterprises which are coming into the picture, and they are selling the grocery, so they are selling the different things online. Now, when we talk about the grocery to be sold online, that's basically could be the next revolution. The reason is that a lot of people, the young generation, is now having the, the people are basically spending most of their time in the offices, and at the same time, the patience of the young generation is they don't want to stand in the queue. So even if you go to the superstores or the kind of stores which are available in the market, like Big Bazaar, Star Bazaar, or the kind of malls, it's already crowded and the person has to stand in the queue. So that space is yet to be utilized by the Indian giants. But at the same time, the revolution is going to come, I would say that 2 or 3 years. The reason is that the people are adapting to a lot of technology and a lot of changes, because how would you see that? I mean, the person who is buying the spectacles, they just have to enter their the eyes prescription, and ultimately they just have to try it online. And based on that, they are just buying. So the people are ready to do it. People are buying the books. People are buying different products from online. So that revolution is anyway going to come. Okay. The next question is, there is a technology called NFC, that's a near field communication, which is being used in many of the Japanese stores and all, but in India and some of the European countries it is yet to implement. Do you see that Indian stores and malls will go for this? Okay. So this is the question which talks about that whether the NFC is going to be penetrated in an Indian store or not. Let me tell you that the NFC, the hype that has been created for the near field communication, the way it has been projected, it has not yet been utilized. The Apple stand, so basically whenever you need to implement one particular technology, you need to have a bind by a different giants. So if you talk about the giants like the Apple, which are offering the iPhone, right, they are not adapting to this particular the near field communication technology. If you talk about the Android, even the Android also, which are providing the cost competitive products, which is having a 90% of the penetration in India, but still a very limited devices are having a near field communication capability. So if you talk about the different malls in India, if they want to implement, they want to see that who are the target audience. Do they really have the near field communication enabled device or not, NFC device or not? So that's basically restricting this particular technology to be implemented. If the people are having a more NFC enabled phone, there are very high chances that in Indian market it can be penetrated. But the only problem which is restricting is the number of devices which are compliant or which are having NFC enabled phone are very limited. So that's a restricting factor for the penetration of the NFC. Okay. There is a question which is, what architectural choices in the mobility are being adopted in a retail space? If you ask me that architectural choices, which will be, I think that I'm not a technology guru, so I'll not be able to talk much about that, what kind of architecture one should go. But in my opinion, if you look at the functional part of the different aspects, if you look at the retailer, that what kind of retailer is, do they have a legacy system, or do they have the third-party system that has been implemented or not? Are they really want to change or not? Based on that, the mobility should be adapted to that. So there are chances that the third party might be offering the mobility solution. For example, SAP is having the Sybase. Now there you are not creating value addition unless and until you provide certain modules which will be working on top of their architecture. So I would say that it depends on that what kind of retail person or the retail company that we are talking to, and based on that the architecture has to be defined. For the architecture, whether it could be the different architecture types are there, I think that the technical person can help you. I will not be the right person to answer this question. Anybody is having any question?
Yeah, I shared 2 more questions with you. Let's take up those 2 questions since we are running out of time. One question is from Meeta, and another question is again from Kishore.
Meeta, I think that I have answered, right? That architectural choices. Is it the same question or it's a
No, no, no.
different question?
I have just assigned you two fresh
Oh,
questions.
okay. Okay, it is yet to be refreshed here on my panel. I'm not able to see. Can you read it out? Is
Yeah,
it possible
sure.
for you?
I will read it out.
Okay.
Meeta is asking, how could we keep customers hooked onto the apps as
Okay.
these get used occasionally? This is a general concern from customers. Is social networking the only option, or are there any other trends?
Okay. So to answer that, if you want to engage the customer on the mobile space, there are different ways to engage. Definitely, as you have rightly mentioned, that the social media is playing a vital role, and a lot of people are spending a lot of time on the social media. So we cannot ignore that particular channel. But the smartphone comes with its own beauty. So whenever we talk about the smartphone, it's nothing but it's a computer in your hand, right? It is having a real processing power. It's a gigantic bowl in your hand, right? So uh, the mobile can sense that where exactly you are, what exactly you are heading towards. Even if you are inside the mall, it can sense based on the accelerometer or a gyroscope that the reading can be sent it across. At the same time, it knows about the altitude of and based on the compass, it can know that in which direction you are moving in. So these are the different this sensor-based information. If it has been done or evaluated and made it in a proper fashion or generalized, then in that case, the customer can be engaged that you can feel that the mobile is nothing but your companion rather than it's a device. If you look at the Siri is helping you in a different way. For example, they try to project it in a way that it's like your personal assistant. So if the retailers are making any application which is actually assisting the person in a buying the complete cycle, that if I am planning, if the system, basically the system knows that where exactly based on my buying pattern, there is analytics attached to that. It knows that on so and so particular week of the days I am doing the shopping, so it reminds me. So ultimately my usage pattern, my buying pattern, it is analyzed nicely. All the data has been captured from the sensor. Ultimately it is converted into my companion rather than it's just a dumb device. So then and then only we will be able to leverage the maximum of the mobile, and that will solve the purpose that we have engaged the customer in that.
Uh, Thank you so much. We take the last question for today's session. This question is from
Okay.
Kishore. He is asking, what are the measures you think should be taken to lure the Indian customers to online buying, and how to make their life more easier by doing so? What steps should be taken to make them more educated of benefits of online buying?
Okay. So if I understood the question correctly, that how we can inspire the people to do the online buying for
And
the Indian
also,
context, that Indian
correct,
consumers, right?
correct, and also
Yes.
how they can be educated in terms of telling them the benefits of online buying.
Okay. So basically, it's nothing but see, if you look at the people, as I mentioned that the majority of the population, 65% of the people are young and youth, right? And the people are always fascinated by the technology. If you look at the people who are actually basically whatever the technology, if it is coming with the right price, then there are high chances that it will be adopted. So whenever we talk about the online retailers or online presence or online website which are basically offering a different products, whether it is a grocery or anything, that adoption level is only connected or associated by means of the people's education towards the technology. People are ready to adapt, but in order to educate, you need to do pump in certain campaigns in the marketing format. The marketing format has to be nowadays changed. It's not the advertisement, but it could be the social media campaign. It could be mobile-based advertisement. It could be the different game-based engagement, game-based awareness that how our product is offering and helping you, right? Being the online channel, they'll have the opportunity to reduce the cost because they can offer the products based on the order has happened, so they don't have the inventory cost, right? So that's the plus factor for the online channel. So these are the advantages. They are not yet utilized or yet not penetrated into the Indian market. At the same time, so far there was apprehension of the certain generation that if they go online, they do the transaction, what are the security measures, what are the different chances of the fraud or hacking happens, right? So if the proper infrastructure which has been implemented in the India, at the same time which is available to the lot of people, wherein the people are knowing that it's a safe, right? And whatever transaction I am doing, there are very less chances of the fraud, or the people are online channels are really ready for helping me. They have their own sales people, which is not only the virtual people, but they are also carrying the people. These are all the points. If they work on to that, then only they'll be able to penetrate into this particular market, because still there are people who just go to the store online, they try to see the price, and ultimately they end up buying from the physical store. It's completely the reverse of the wheel which is happening in the US, wherein a lot of people are penetrated in the online market. So unless and until we make it more safe, more user-friendly transaction, then only the online channel can work in a right function.
Thank you so much, Deepal. With that, we come to the end of today's session. We do have a couple of questions which remain unanswered, but request all the attendees to share their questions with
Okay.
us, and we will be sending them to Deepal, and he could take them up offline with each one of you. The
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
Sure. The recording of today's session will be available on techgig.com by today evening. So request all of you to go on techgig.com and go through the entire session if need be, and send your feedback or any suggestion regarding today's session. You can email directly to me. Thank you once again, Deepal, for taking time out and giving this wonderful presentation. Thank you so much.
Th Thanks a lot to audience, and wishing you happy Diwali in advance.
You too, Deepal. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Okay.